All right, everyone, Supreme Kami over here. So let's actually go over what we have for Thursday night over here. I'm not really gonna mention about this one over here because this is something they just kind of rotate up every week, anyways. In terms of arenas over here, so they gave us a little bit of a notice of what we're gonna have for arena over here. So in terms of 1v1, we'll be getting a physical mode over here. So when you have physical, so in this one specifically, you have to, let's say, for how many let's say physical resistance you have when you build, that is basically additional assessment points that is going to be added to your total score, or to your total multiplier. So if you guys can get the highest, let's say, physical resistance, that is going to be a key for this week around. In terms of 3v3 over here, we have a long range for your operator base over here, so make sure to set that on in order to get more operator base point added onto your overall, let's say, just the arena points over here. So that is going to be pretty much it in terms of the arena stuff over here. In terms of what we have got for tonight's banner over here, so we have another one of these over here. So this is going to be one of those banners where you are going to be able to get a full set of a just any suit basically. So this is going to be pertaining to, let's say, well, let me actually go over to the actual banner and just kind of talk a little bit more over there and just kind of talk about all in all in general, like all the banners we have for this week, and just kind of talk about if there's anything in particular that you might be wanting to summon out and all that. I guess we can start things off by talking about the worst banner to summon for this week. It's gonna be definitely this one right here. Like summoning for the AI banner is definitely the worst thing to kind of do. This just kind of my opinion. Do let me know. For example, are these something you guys would summon on? Like I don't know. Like if you guys would spend, let's say, 1,500 on this banner, like do keep in mind the rate for these are not the best, right? They're looking at what? This is 17%. Is it really 17%? Like what is it normally? Like I want to know what is it regularly like. I think they are pretty bad. Like, look at this. Usually they are pretty low in rating, so I'm just like, why bother something for these right here? I don't know. Like, if you would, let's say someone would have spent, let's say, or summon on these AI banner like 10 times, for example. You guys are gonna summon 10 times on like the standard AI banners. Like, you might as well save up that much hardships, 15,000, and just get yourself like a build project pilot, right? I think that is a better or that is probably a better investment than to summon on these ones over here. So I don't know. That is kind of my thought process about that. In terms of some revive banners over here, so these one over here are revive, and I don't know, like these are not really like any top tier suit anymore, but they are definitely amongst like the fan favorite, I would have to say. Double Quanta definitely should capture some audience out there for sure. The Wing Zero, definitely the Rolling Buster should capture a lot of people's heart as well. In terms of like using it, let's say 3B3s and all that. But we simply we just want to alter some of the part. If you summon on any of these banner for this week, you will be able to use the L badges and go over to the event blueprint over here and just kind of exchange what kind of L badges you need over here. So that is going to be a way for you to do that. So you don't really have to summon for this week, or you would have to summon on, but not particularly on these two banners because the rate on this one is just only going to be what 16% for that prime per way, so it's not going to be anything too good. In terms of the perfect strike freedom over here, there's definitely some few good parts, and I would have to say that me personally, I feel like the melee weapon on the perfect strike freedom is definitely the best thing they have implemented for this kit right here. But in terms of the condition using it, may or may not be like too how do you say, like easy to use, for example. So because one of the trait wants you to have high firepower, but the actual vortex in the actual part does not come with it. So you can say that is more or less like kind of you kind of have to build around that, for example. But other than that, there's not any other good parts that I would say, oh, really go for the perfect strike freedom. So that's pretty much a skip for me as well. Unless you guys don't really care too much about the stats, the gimmicky stuff, you can just kind of go for the free-to-play version, and I think that is sufficient enough. All right, in terms of what we have for this week, the Gundam Fest over here. The unicorn is definitely gonna give you. All right, if you guys don't care too much about, let's say, the statistic, like what is the best part, what parts give you the highest stat, I will have to say the unicorn and even the love phantom is a hot skill for sure. Because in terms of unicorn, we have so many unicorn in game already, and in terms of the love phantom, I don't even know how many people are like a big fan of it, anyways. So, I mean, for the uniqueness of it, I mean, yes, it's pretty unique, pretty cool color scheme. It's like a good kid bash of like many kids we have already. So in that respect, you can say for the aesthetic, yeah, I kind of go for it. But other than that, I don't see too much value into going to a love phantom if you simply want to hunt the 40% trade, because like hunting for that one part in a 8-part set over here is gonna be tough, right? Primarily, you just want this right here, the striker type over here. That is simply what you really want. Other than that, like all the other one is more for like aesthetic, aesthetic EX skills. So if you guys are up for that, you can roll for it. But other than that, there's not like any wow factor into it. Um, in terms of what else do we have? This one is another hot skill for sure. And then let's actually talk about what is this one? Oh, let's talk about this one over here. So this one is going to be a step up full set over here. So which means you'll be able to get, let's say, a full set of what is in here. So you will be able to get a full set of, let's say, double sky Mobius over here, which is actually quite good. Like this banner right here is quite top notch if I have to say so myself. But you would have to consider the rate is 5%. You like 10 like I did this twice before already, and I will have to say, or let me actually backtrack. This banner right here is gonna cost you 15,000 in order to complete the whole set. Why I say that? Because they actually give you a pity system where after you summon up to 15,000 hardships, they're gonna give you 20 tickets, right? Because every one of these steps is only gonna cost you 750. So if you do 20 multis in total, they're gonna give you 1 ticket per multi. So that's why 20, and then you can come over here and get yourself a free, right? Not really free because you have to spend 15,000 right out the bat, and the rate. I did this twice already, and like previously, and up to 20 multi summon I have done, I probably got around four out of 20. So basically, like like they said, 20% rate. So I don't know. Like, do you guys feel like that's a good rate? If let's say I did get four, I landed 4 goals. That is equivalent to 20 so-called parts already. That is good because this one is gonna be a guarantee. But I don't know. Like chances are you may not even get four. So that is just the reality of this banner. It's just not right. From what kind of like step up banner we have been getting lately, this one is not really that good. For example, like you will get shafted. That is a definite fact right here. 5%, 10%, and then 15, and then 20. You might think 20% is a high ratio, but in reality, most of the time when I hit to the final step for this one over here, I get shafted. So you are gonna be able to do this for what 10 loops over here. So that is definitely what you need to do. You need to do 20, right? So 20 multi summon is what? So 4. You need to do at least 5. You need to at least do up to 5 loops over here. So you are gonna have to go through at least 5 rotation over here. So every time, or every time you hit to the 4th step over here, you might think you have a good chance, but the reality is you're just gonna get shafted. I did this personally, and man, it was not fun because you're just gonna keep going through all those blues, and not even purpose, right? Purpose was a rare drop for me, so I'm just like, I don't know. Like it looks good, definitely looks good on paper, but do let me know how do you guys feel about this banner. What in terms of what they have in here is actually pretty recent. Mobius Sky, or the Sky Mobius, is definitely a top notch to get in terms of good vortex set, some good trace and all that. The Big Sky Freedom is definitely a top hitter for sure in terms of what it's providing. Actually, a pretty decent one compared to, let's say, this unicorn we have this week around. And other than that, like all the other one are just kind of scattered around. They're good. Like it's good here and there, and then there's definitely some part don't really need, for example. So yeah, so that is pretty much what we're looking at. And do keep in mind, We're not getting any weaponry out of this banner as well. So do let me know if you guys are gonna hop into this banner. If you guys cannot complete the whole rotation, I suggest you guys don't even go in it up, because you guys are just gonna be wasting this ticket right here. You guys will be wasting the limited time capsule voucher over here. So you need 20. Keep that in mind. You need 20, and you will have to do 20 multi summons in order to accumulate enough to summon on this guarantee right here. So that is gonna be pretty much it. Just want to talk to you guys about this week's banner. I will have to say none of this banner, in my opinion, are really worth summoning, to be honest. Like just be quite frank with you guys, because not everyone out here is hunting for like the high stat parts. So definitely I 100% recommend a unicorn, just because of the fact that it's a big scale and has some pretty decent trade to be looking. But not everyone is like a meta chaser like myself personally. So in terms of like the left phantom, I'm just gonna reiterate one more time. I don't even know what is like the popularity of it, right? Because this is a unit that is from the build diary series, so I don't even know how many people like it. So as always, summon for stuff that you really like. Don't go out of the way to just kind of chase these meta parts over here, because that will be tiresome and that will be draining and makes this game unfun. So unless you guys are players that are able to spend a little bit of money into the game, it has no problem going to just summoning on anything. So that will be more powers in your hand. But for the majority of the player, it is a really big investment, and it does take a lot of like, I don't know, like just kind of like more or less playing like the waiting game just to see what kind of good stuff we have. So this big round, I would have to say this type of banner may not be the best, for example, compared to the one we had for last week. So last week we definitely had the top tier step up banner, but this week around it's more or less like, because we have seen more of these lately, like we know what is coming, presumably. And do keep that in mind, Thanksgiving and then Christmas is around the corner. We don't know what kind of like good step up banner they can throw at us. So that is gonna be something to just kind of keep in mind. Or like, I think not even Thanksgiving, Black Friday. There you go, Black Friday, right? So that is something. Black Friday and Christmas, those are definitely the 2 days you can look out for. So that being said, that is going to be pretty much it. Just kind of talk about these banner over here and just kind of covering what we have for Thursday, and then I'll catch you guys all on the next one.